there, here we are again, and this is Easter week. These are the God bless messages for the days of April 11th through 17th. Bear with me, I'm just getting over a cold. But I'm here, I'm doing it, and I love doing these messages. This week I used Sherry Yambach Rose's art through the eyes of the Soul Oracle. Wonderful card deck. It has great meaning, great depth. And I picked 3 cards of hers. And then I used Loving Words from Jesus Doreen Virtue card deck. The first, the 3 cards I used were Transmutation and the Return of Tuatha De Danann, Purify Your Surroundings. Fairy Love or Follow Your Heart. Sacred Journey, Pilgrimage, Sarah and Avalon. And then the last card for the clarification card, of course, in honor of Easter. I will not leave you comfortless, I will come to you, John 14:18. Loving Words of Jesus card deck. Doreen Virtue. And we have quite a wonderful week in store for us. It's the change of seasons. I was thinking as a child what it was like in our house, and my father and brother are great sports enthusiasts, so they were always watching Chicago sports on the TV, and I would come away from that energy, and I would sit down at our baby grand piano and I would play music. I would play classical music, and this is the way I would, I guess even in those early times, I was beginning to own my minister hat. And I was a quiet child, and some of that sports watching my father was doing was probably wrestling with his own feelings about his daughter becoming a spiritual minister, and he didn't know how to deal with it. And a lot of times men will they will watch sports. It's kind of it's a male vibration in order to avoid looking at the female energies too big. They will go and do that. So that's how it was growing up in my house. And Easter, I remember the coloring the Easter eggs. That was beautiful. I loved it, and for some reason the aesthetics of the beautiful colors, I know I recognize this from a past life. I love to get into it, but I don't think it'd be great for everybody, so I'll just bypass that, and I'll start with today's messages, or the week from April 11th through the 17th. And again, Transportation, the Return of Tuatha De Danann, Purify Your Surroundings. This card deck is wonderful to play with. If you've ever had taken a history of art class, you love this deck. It has great meanings in store. It's like opening up, and it is like finding Easter eggs. Because every time you look at these cards, they change. They're very magical. And Cheryl shares with us, the Danube people withdrew from the world of men to allow them to pursue their chosen path of evolution. They ascended to a realm of higher frequency, leaving the world of denser matter. The painting is about the transmutation of nuclear waste and the toxins that endanger all life. Can you see that? When Earth is uncontaminated and returned to its natural condition of divine order and beauty, the Tuatha De Danann will joyfully return and live once again side by side with the human race. The dog dove carries the cauldron from which no one goes hungry, and Ein, fairy goddess of love, plays the magical harp that kept the season in the correct order. So when I held onto that card, the words just came flooding out. And It's been recorded in time that the Moors of Tuatha, the fairy realm, recognizes a change in the season. We put on best finery. Our ebullient nature rediscovers our love for all things. The Earth planet senses a time of shift. The polar caps are becoming more temperate. God's will be done. We cherish the environment so that it can give us our precious oxygen, and we in return throw off carbon dioxide for the trees, and the cycle goes on. We choose the Earth planet because we are aware of the symbiotic relationship between nature and man. When that relationship is harmed, man becomes more indulgent and materialistic. Think of a boat without a captain. The boat launches, but it cannot see what is in front of it. God is the captain of the boat. He knows all things. He watches out for the rocks. Be not concerned with any perceived obstacles, because we all learn difficult life lessons simultaneously. By watching someone so visible send cataclysmic ripples in the pond, but people in response are making necessary changes which would have normally taken 5 or 10 years much sooner. Be not afraid. The boat will be steered around the eddy. My children, I am here. I am here for you to lean on. I will bring peace, and I will help all people. Begin to heal from the indifference of a leader who ponders from without instead of from within. His actions speak of tiredness, boredom, insular thinking. Allow yourself to feel peace about situations of calamity. The energy is retained, and it will be disposed of through a hand greater than yours. I am the boat captain. I guide your ship. I discover a softer side of life by sailing around the calamity. It is the same with you. Allow my hand to guide you, and remember a time when you were afraid and everything became clear. Do not resist, remain calm, and speak to those who can offer quiet solace, and wait for things to resolve themselves. Okay. What did I say about Shirley on Bach Rose's card? It's very magical. There's a lot of depth there. The second card of the week is Follow Your Heart, or Follow Your Heart, or Fairy Love. And okay. The fairy lovers come together knowing the wind must dance between them. At times they are equal partners. This entails being able to think beyond self and allowing the other partner to pursue their own soul path whilst keeping the magic alive. Only through mutual respect and with the highest love can this happen. The harmonious synthesis that results is the alchemy of creation and true happiness. The painting is set at St. Nectan's Glen in Cornwall. It is an old hermitage in Fairy Glen. It is said that when Tristan and Isolde left King Mark's castle at Tintagel, they lived for a time in the wood near Hermitage. This site is hidden in the damp forest close to Tintagel. Nectan was an ancient Celtic water god, possibly the origin of the hermit's name. Fairy energies are often caught on film in this area. How cool. Okay. Excuse me. And then what I wrote, the imbalance of the world has to do with an imbalance of the male and female energies on the planet. As Easter approaches, the imbalance is becoming more and more elucidated. As the message of rebirth is enhanced with the changes of the season, and where we want to nurture that side of us that has been neglected and pushed down. Honor your softer side and pay tribute to your inner child, as the season of rebirth allows us to get in touch with our child within. Pause for a moment and comfort your sensitive side. And that's the second part of the week. To me, it's like people are starting to be influenced by the approaching holiday Easter, and the energy is starting to manifest itself as like energy that's not an agreement to the female, the goddess, and say for instance you are trying to help somebody and that energy will come after you and say, oh, that's not necessary, and that kind of thing. So that's how I see the second half of the week developing. And then the third card is called Sacred Journey Pilgrimage. Sacred Journey Pilgrimage, and Sarah and Avalon. Sarah and Avalon. Okay, so to do that card, honor and understand why it's chosen for that last part of the week is, on pilgrimage you live outside time. Moving through space, you shake off old bonds, and a sense of freedom takes their place. You travel through the landscape knowing you will be forever changed by the journey. Such a place is the Isle of Avalon, where this painting is set. Mary Magdalene's daughter Sarah stands on top of Weary All Hill. Truly beautiful and mystical cards. With Glotzenberry Tor in the background, Joseph of Arimathea has landed there with his companions around 63 CE, Weary All. That's the latitude and longitude. A staff was planted in the ground which grew into the holy thorn tree. Sarah is holding a blooming branch of the North African species. Wow. Cool. A Phoenician boat sits in the marshland, and the Tor is still a natural temple without a tower on top of it. The labyrinth carved track leading to the summit is a path of initiation. Under the Tor is the entrance to An. In Celtic mysticism, this is the home of Gwyn, Ap Nud, and the fairy realm. And I was directed to write, we live as isolated beings, so to be plunged into a world of materialism and told that all there is distorts our worldview. Allow nature to cleanse your palate. It beckons us, it extols us. We belong to the land, and we feel most ourselves when we stand in the chapel of grandeur. Allow yourself the majesty of a landscape and fill up with your natural surroundings. And know that this is who you really are, and you are worthy to know of it. Clear my throat so you can hear that. Allow yourself the majesty of the landscape and fill up with the natural surroundings, and know that this is who you really are, and you are worthy to know of it. Beautiful words. Beautiful words coming through me. Okay, and then the last card is the loving words of Jesus, stirring virtue. I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you. Oh, beautiful. Look. Beautiful. And I was directed to write, Mary brings me comfort, and I bring you comfort. I am aware of your challenges. Ask me to protect you and bring you comfort, and I will lessen your burden. The flesh is not as important as the soul because it does not continue on from this life. However, we must care for our garden so that the soul is protected while it is here. I remain your servant and we protect you till the end of your days. Go in peace and rejoice in comfort, for my life was not in vain, and I take comfort in watching the flock as it celebrates the day that allowed me my mantle. This makes me want to cry. I'll read it one last time because it was direct from Jesus and it's Easter, so it needs to be read again. Mary brings me comfort, and I bring you comfort. I am aware of your challenges. Ask me to protect you and bring you comfort, and I will lessen your burden. The flesh is not as important as the soul because it does not continue on from this life. However, we must care for our garden so that soul is protected while it is here. I remain your servant and protect you to the end of your days. Go in peace and rejoice in comfort, for my life was not in vain, and I take comfort in watching the flock as it celebrates the day that allowed me my mantle. Happy Easter. Happy Easter. If I had a big banner, the big horns, and Happy Easter and tulips and flowers blooming, all these beautiful computer. That's what I would do right now. But you used your imagination. I'm so happy and blessed to give you these divine messages, and I hope you enjoy Easter. Hope you enjoy this week, and then a bientôt. Until next time, love and blessings, y'all.